be as organized as possible, and it usually works out well. But this drawer, it has not worked out well. I've had this listed cabinet for a while, got some of it organized really well, some of it not so much. This drawer is really bothering me. I've got some organization here, these trays that I talked about in my last video, keeping some things organized in the toolbox, but the deburring tools are just loose, calipers are just loose, micrometers are just loose. It's really pretty bad. So I am careful with this drawer. I don't just slam it open and slam it closed because of the tools that are in here. But it's finally time to make this better and do it the way I should have done it from the beginning. The plan is we are going to try out some of this Kaizen Foam. So this is a product from FastCap. I have no paid promotions at all on my channel, so this is a product that I purchased. I wanted to give it a try, see what it looks like, see how it works. Just surprisingly few videos out there for, or videos or information in general for people that use it on their Machinist tools. So I think John Saunders did a video quite a while ago, so this is probably 2 or 3 years ago, about Kaizen Foam. And I just haven't seen a whole lot of people doing, you know, micrometers and stuff like that in Kaizen Foam. So first thing we're gonna do is take this out of the box, and then we'll measure the blank we're gonna need to fill up that entire drawer of the toolbox. Got the tools unloaded, and here's our piece of foam. I measured it so that it would sit all the way at the bottom and in between these, basically. Hey, well, that's pretty good. This is the 30 millimeter. The next thickest up is 57 millimeter. So I think it would have been too thick for this depth of drawer. So that was a good choice. Only bought one box or one sheet of this stuff. So let's go lay it out on the welding table again. And then we can figure out where we want our tools. Here's kind of what I've come up with so far. I asked on Instagram after I posted a picture of my original thought, and I wasn't too sure about putting the punches on there and a couple other things, and public opinion was kind of in agreement with that. Maybe those weren't the right tools to have in there. And the focus would be on stuff you grab every single day, multiple times a day. And that's kind of what I'm thinking here. So things like edge finders, tap followers, pointer, of course, scales and scribes, all that stuff, you know, Sharpie, all that stuff is, you know, multiple times a day, every day that I spend in the shop. One thing that's bugging me is, I don't know, the mics just kind of look funny like that. I mean, obviously it doesn't help that they're all mismatched, but let's try something. I've got my brand new set of Mitutoyo 0 to 6 inch mics. This was an awesome Christmas present from my lovely wife. And I am thrilled to finally have some brand new measuring instruments. So everything I've got besides these now is stuff I've gotten on Craigslist or estate sales or stuff like that. So these are fresh from the factory, all calibrated and inspected and have standards with them. And a huge upgrade to the shop. I didn't have anything above 4 inches in my previous collection of mics. So now having up to 6 inch in modern new tools is going to be fantastic. These are carbide faced and read to tenths. Tom Lipton, if you're watching, I do appreciate the advice that scales and scribes and a Sharpie should be on your person while you're working. I completely agree with that, but I also tend to not wear a an apron just because it gets so hot here. It's just one more layer in the summer that I just don't want to deal with, even in the air conditioning. So we'll see. I may morph toward the apron mafia and enjoy the utility of an apron. After thinking some more, I went ahead and made a few more adjustments and cleared out a few more tools. Let me move the camera so I can stand in front of this, and we will start marking it out, and then we'll cut it out. So I didn't buy one of the FastCap long nose markers, and the reason for that is the store where I bought this didn't have any. Or if they did, I didn't see them. So we're just gonna go with the regular superfine tip Sharpie. And this is probably gonna take a while just because I'm so particular. I'm gonna want things to be as square and true as possible. In fact, I think I'm gonna use a tool to help get things the way that they are going to look the best, because hey, why not make it look good too? Even though I'm referencing off of totally imprecisely cut things. Okay, so let's give this one a try before we mark any others. And what I'm going to use here, I've just got a little Olfa, what is that, like a 7mm blade or something like that. And we don't want to go down that far, so each layer of this stuff is 1/8 of an inch. So the blade of the calipers is only about 1/8 of an inch thick. So we'll go down. It's obviously easier to remove more if we want it deeper, and it's hard to add back. So I think we'll just do like 2 layers maybe and see how that looks. Here goes nothing. First try with this stuff. Not getting a very consistent depth here, so I'm thinking maybe we should try something that the FastCap recommends. FastCap recommends using heat. So I've got my little propane burner here. But one thing I thought is, well, what do I want to use to scoop with? And so I grabbed this guy. This is like a acrylic scoring tool. So you can cut acrylic and then snap it, and it won't just make a huge shatter. So I'm going to try that without heat first and see if it does an okay job. The heat will make the cuts kind of cleaner because it essentially cauterizes the edges of the foam. So you get a nice finished looking line. Obviously there are foam cutting heated wire tools and stuff like that that are purpose made for this kind of work. I don't have any of that stuff. Okay, that looks kind of bumpy, but yeah, I think that's all right. I think if I just clean up under here, I guess one thing that might have been better, well, that's fine. I was thinking maybe if I had cut more inside the lines rather than on them, it would be in there a little tighter, but I think that's actually okay. We're gonna rinse and repeat about 25 times. I don't think I'm gonna waste the camera battery and my time deleting all the footage of doing things that nobody wants to watch. I think I've got everything done. It's kind of fussy, but sitting here and listening to a podcast and just kind of carving away makes it no big deal. So I've got the stuff in here that I want now. The next thing to do is add some grabbing holes. So to do that, what I've got is a copper 45-degree pipe elbow. And so I think what I'm going to do is experiment with thin guy here at this Sharpie and just heat it up with the torch and just press down a little bit, and it should kind of carve out, give me a nice round shape, obviously, where I want to grab tools. So let's give it a shot. I got a little trip to Home Depot to get some stuff and decided I'd go ahead and pick up a map gas torch. It'd be a little easier to use since it's auto off. Don't think it takes all that much heat. Yeah, doesn't transfer much heat to the surrounding area. So have that guy in there like that. That's plenty of room to grab it without it being a hassle. I'll burn away here for a little while and then bring you back when we're all wrapped up. I think we are going to call our first attempt done. The only other thing I might do is take I don't know, just a piece of round stock maybe, and just kind of burn, you take the tools out and just burn where the finger holes are, just so it looks a little bit nicer when I open the drawer. But otherwise, I think that's gonna work out really nicely. Let's go ahead and put it in the drawer and then show you that, and we'll wrap up. Well, I think that's gonna do it. Pretty impressed with the product for sure. It delivered exactly what it said it was gonna do, and the things I'd read online and seen online kind of are accurate as far as I can tell. It's a little bit fussy. You know, digging it out nice and flat is not that simple, but the reason for that is they use a good adhesive to keep all the layers together. So peeling those apart isn't gonna just be like peeling off Velcro or anything. So anyhow, I've got another piece of material about this size, so I'll probably cut that down to fit in one of these other drawers and put some of our secondary tools in there, maybe some the punches and stuff like that. That didn't really make sense for the precision tools drawer or the everyday grab and go stuff. So anyway, thanks for checking out the channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and please watch the ads if you could. That's how I make a couple of pennies on my efforts here in putting together content and sharing it with the world. So thank you very much. We'll see you next time.